Hello everyone and welcome to our first episode of Spill the Tea. My name is Ramazan. I work as a Conversational AI developer at Artificial Solutions. Today, I will be giving you the updates on the new content that has been released on Teneo.ai for the November month. But before doing that, if you have not heard about Teneo until this date, please pause the video and visit the link in the description to sign up for a free trial of Teneo Studio. So let's start off with the new content that has been released on Teneo.ai for the November month. As for the content, we have decided to divide it into 3 different categories. Starting from left to right, we have added 4 new connectors to our resources. We have added a new functionality in Studio and also documented on that is called version flags. But on top of that, we have also added 5 new pages on best practices when working on Teneo. If we start off with the new functionality in Studio that is called version flags, we can see that we have added 2 pages. One page is called version flags, where it briefly talks about the concepts of the functionality, and the second one is working with version flags, where it's a hands-on guide on how to get started with version flags, where we implement a single use case of the many that is possible in version flags on our Longberry Barista solution and demonstrate on how that can be done in a smooth way. As for the version flags, if we briefly put it, it is supported throughout the different levels in your solution, everything from testing to publishing. It allows you to put any number of documents in a solution into a stable mode. So when you put something into a stable mode, this means that you have quality assured or you have tested it and it's ready to be published. But this can also be done in different use cases. So the strongest aspect of version flags is that it works very well with large projects where you can maintain every single process and progress throughout the whole project. It works very well with quality assuring. It works really well with experimenting and testing, as you can test different things in version flags and things that have been set to stable in tryout. It's also good at hotfix issues, but also good at role separation, where you can, as a team, decide, for example, that things that are set into version flags and into stable mode are divided into this group of employees, and the other ones are divided into different type of employees. As for the new best practices, if we start from left to right, you will see that we added a new page that is called Starting a New Teneo Project. This page is mainly intended to give you a heads up before you start your Teneo project, things you should think about, for example, what the project scope should be, or the project goals, or what resources you should put into your solution. These are things we consider to be very valuable before you start off a project. On top of that, we have added a flow checklist. This helps you ensure the highest possible quality of your solution. So this is mainly a checklist where you can follow from A to Z, and you can check through every single mark to make sure that your solution and your flow works as intended. While working on flows, it is very important to create good examples in order for the flow to train good and also to understand the user input well. So for that, we have added a new page that is called Writing Good Examples, mainly to talk about the examples on what to think about when you work with machine learning and also how to write condition syntax. We have, on top of that, added writing good answers. This is mainly for you as your solution will represent part of your company. It is important that you keep the same persona, but also intend to keep a same voice when you are talking to any type of employee in your bot, and also when it's handling your issues. And lastly, we have added a new page about the suggestion functionality in Teneo Studio. So the suggestion functionality gives you mainly warnings and also errors or suggestions that might be good to fix in your solution. So these are all shown inside Teneo Studio, and it gives you a brief overview on every single thing that is possible to accomplish through the suggestion tab. If we move on to our resources, we can mainly see that we have added more live chat integrations. These can be seen in the companies that is called Mitel, Live Chat, and Genesis Cloud Chat. So the way it works is that when you are talking to a chatbot, it might be a challenge for the bot to reply to your questions. For this, we have created a live chat handover. Or if you wanna create a conversation that is between the chatbot and the live chat handover. So for example, if you wanna collect all the details before handing over to the live agent, this is the way it works, and we have added integrations for these three companies. But on top of that, we have also added a new Power BI, Microsoft Power BI connector that can be connected to your Teneo solution. And more for that, you will see in the next slide, as the Power BI connectors comes together with the 6 following pages. If we start off from the top left, you will see a general page about the Power BI connector, where we give you a brief introduction to the studio or the connector. For example, we have added 3 different connectors that works under 3 different setups. The scale setup is the one we consider to be for the largest one, where you can scale up without any problems. This one works very well when you're trying to do cron jobs, or you want to keep everything in your company stored in the same database. The production setup is done mainly if you want to run, again, cron jobs, and you want to run your Power BI connector through various levels, and also display all of the information that you have in your studio on a Power BI dashboard. The development setup is mainly intended for a short proof of concept type of use, where you just try out the connector just to see that it works, and also for you to help and build your dashboards that will be demonstrated in Power BI in the future. On top of that, we know how big of a challenge it can be when you're building a dashboard, and what to think about, how to use Teneo query language for your benefit, and also what information you might think is valuable when you talk to your bot. So what is considered valuable? The number of flows triggered, for example, or the most common use case. What inputs handle to the safety net? What day are people talking to you? What are the typical questions, or how long does it take for a question to reply? In how many minutes are your issues solved? Are they happy? Are they not happy with the solution, or anything? So as for that, we have created a page that is called Build a Dashboard. This page is mainly intended for you to just give a brief introduction to the dashboard system. We are also giving you some queries that you can use in your solution. They are universal. They are not attached to your solution. Instead, they are mainly attachable for everyone. So if you want to build something, you can use the query that is located here, for example. And lastly, we have also added a how-to page where we demonstrate on how you can build a word cloud using Teneo query language in your solution. So mainly you start off by building a solution, you publish it, and then as soon as people start to talk about it, you will see a word cloud or a number of inputs being processed and being captured in Teneo Inquire. And on top of that, you will be able to use Teneo query language to gather all of this information and later display it on Power BI for you to just mainly demonstrate on what words are the most common when you're working on your solution. If you made it at this point in this video, you have been updated of the tea. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to hit subscribe to receive a notification for the next time we post something new. But until then, do not hesitate to reach out to us on Teneo.ai. We have a community forum where you can ask any type of question. You can also sign up for a free trial to test everything yourself. And as mentioned before, every single thing that I have, every single page that I have mentioned should be available in the link in the description. So please Just follow the links and let's talk later. See you.